By Hope Yen and Kevin FREKINGWASHINGTON, app, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg called for a once-in-a-generation infrastructure investment Thursday that would address a massive backlog in needed improvements for the nation's roads, bridges and transit systems, while also tackling climate change. Buttigieg avoided specifics on how it would be paid for, but said that the current level of investment poses a threat to our collective future. Across the country, we face a $1 trillion backlog of needed repairs and improvements, with hundreds of billions of dollars in good projects already in the pipeline, Buttigieg said. We see other countries pulling ahead of us, with consequences for strategic and economic competition. By some measures, China spends more on infrastructure every year than the US and Europe combined. The hearing exposed some of the obstacles that President Joe Biden's administration will face as Congress takes up a public works buildout, testing Biden's campaign promise to reach across the political aisle to address national problems. Congress just passed a $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief bill, and Republicans are wary of adding trillions more to the national debt. They are also worried about how far Democrats intend to broaden the scope of infrastructure to include investments designed to move the country toward net zero carbon emissions. A transportation bill needs to be a transportation bill, not the Green New Deal, said Republican Representative Sam Graves of Missouri, referring to a sweeping Democratic plan to shift the U.S. economy away from fossil fuels. This needs to be about roads and bridges. Ellipsis. The more massive any bill becomes, the more bipartisanship suffers. Buttigieg's appearance before the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee came as Biden has been meeting with economic advisors on an emerging $3 trillion package of investments on infrastructure and domestic programs. He is set to release details in a speech in Pittsburgh next week. Biden said at a news conference Thursday that his proposal aimed to create a significant number of really good-paying jobs, which used to be a great Republican goal and initiative. He added that a majority of American people are tired of decaying infrastructure, such as roads and bridges badly in need of repair, due in part to the impact of climate change. I find it frustrating, he said. There's so much we can do that is good stuff, makes people healthier and creates good jobs. Addressing wary Republicans balking on Biden's biggest policy initiative, Buttigieg called the coming months the best chance in any of our lifetimes to make a generational investment in infrastructure and emphasized new investments to curb climate change. Climate change is real, he said.